In the heartland of southern Ontario, weekends usually bring an air of quiet contentment. Even for the farmers whose work periods are marked by seasons instead of days, the weekends seem just a bit slower. But not this weekend.
I'm Jim Paulson, and along with my colleague Paul Chater, we're about to see a different side of weekends here in Southern Ontario as the Players Limited GM Motorsport Eastern Series drivers take to the oval right here at Cayuga Speedway for 55 laps of high-speed action.
Right you are, Jim. There's bound to be plenty of door-handle racing today.
You know, in every other Eastern event this year, these drivers race on road courses. But once a season, they do have to go oval racing on this 5/8-mile facility at Cayuga in Southern Ontario. It's all sitting here right behind us. Now, you've already seen how our Western Series drivers fared during their oval experience a few weeks ago at Race City out in Calgary, Alberta. Well, it's the Eastern drivers' turn today, and as you know, the skills required to be successful on an oval are very different from those required on a road course. Now, some of these drivers have had oval experience in other series, but here's how they intend to put it into practice here today.
The differences are really very subtle, Jim. You know, these are not a real stock car, so that you have to drive them a little differently than you would, say, the ASA cars. If you use a lot of your road racing strategies, you know, the smoothness and the focusing of your eyes and whatnot, and drive these cars as smoothly as you can, you're going to be fairly competitive here at Cayuga.
The braking is a lot different. You go into the corners here a lot harder, and you're using 2 feet. You got one on the brake and, you know, one on the gas. So you get a lot quicker reaction time, and you brake a lot later in an oval.
My tire pressures are higher on the outside than on the inside on the oval. They're quite low on the inside, and on a road course, you're playing with front to back pressures. You got different pressures in the front and different in the back. This on the oval, it's side to side. You go inside and outside with your tire pressures.
The groove here at Cayuga and a groove on an oval differs a little bit from the road tracks. There is definitely one fast line around the racetrack, and that's what we call the groove. And it seems to be where the track and the tires seem to want to work together to give you the best adhesion you can get on the racetrack.
At Cayuga, racing is a weekend affair, and the drivers, their crews, the race sponsors, and organizers were treated to a Saturday night barbecue by Speedway owner Bob Slack and Molson's, the event sponsor. When the Fellows Brothers Sunoco crew arrived, led by championship points leader Ron Fellows, the Motomaster crew and especially Fellows' arch rival Richard Spinard were quick to pay them ironic homage. In even the ultra-competitive series, there's still time to kick back and have some fun. Now here's Jim with series driver Randy McDonald.
Well, veteran series driver Randy McDonald has established a racing school here at Cayuga. And Randy, I'd have to ask, I guess, what makes your school a little different than most in that regard?
I think the first difference is the students are going a lot faster than the instructors. So, I don't know, we're here at Cayuga, and we had quite a few people come out to the school. As you know, we run the oval at Cayuga, 5/8 mile, but we also, the infield, we use that for the road course. Okay. So we have 2 different programs, which none of the other schools are really offering here in Canada. So you have a choice. You can come for a 2-day, just strictly oval, and learn a lot about the racing line and the different types of things, like how to qualify, how to start a race, left foot braking, things of that nature. And then if you're more interested in road racing or a more intense type of program, we have a 3-day program which includes the road course as well. So you know how to corner and heel and toe shifting and all that sort of thing. And the school is CASC approved, so anybody that graduates from the 3-day school is eligible to race in regional racing.
Well, it was last year right here that Kat Teasdale and her number 3 Camaro came in violent contact with the wall. I interviewed her right after that accident.
I was doing everything in my power to avoid the front guys, which is in the rules and regulations of racing, and it's also the gentleman thing to do. Yeah. And for someone to have to go through something like that, to make a pass on someone is absolutely ludicrous.
It can't be fun reminiscing on Cayuga in 1988 and what happened to you here last year, Catherine.
Well, we had a bit of misfortune, and I know it's probably affected how I'm driving here this weekend. I haven't qualified dead last in anything yet this year. We've had a very successful year, and I know it's probably affected it. You know, that's something I've got to deal with. I'm not particularly afraid, quote unquote. I just know I'm not pushing it, and I know I'm not letting myself go like I do, you know, on the road circuits and that.
Well, the crowds have arrived. It's getting close to race time. Here's Jim with a special presentation.
Well, time for the Sunoco Gold Fastest Qualifier Award. Brian McInerney joining us from Sunoco of Canada. And Brian, a familiar face back here.
Well, it's great to see Ron here again. You're absolutely right. Once again, Ron, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good luck in the race.
Thank you.
I thought on this one, it must be as gratifying as the others, Ron.
Yeah, it was, as we've talked about before, it was a bonsai lap, and I still really haven't figured out what the right combination is to go fast around this place, but we've managed to get one lap right.
Oval racing brings the drivers right up close to their fans. Here's Rob Fellows' 1988 Rookie of the Year. Robin Buck, a consistently fine racer. Kenny Wilden, this year's leading rookie. And Ron Fellows and Richard Spinard are going at it again. The rivalry never stops with these two. There's our pole sitter and obviously nervous Howie Scannell Jr. And as David Empringham prepares, we'll take a short break. Welcome back to Players Limited GM Motorsport Eastern Series excitement from the Oval at Cayuga. The drivers are moving out on the track now for a pace lap. Here's the starting order. Scannell on the pole, Fellows, Buck, Richard Spinard, David Empringham, Ron Fellows, Kenny Wilden, David Boyle, Mark Schill, and Jeff Lapsevich round out the top 10. You know, the race is scheduled for 55 laps, but the drivers were told there is also a time limit of 1 hour. So if we have many yellow flags, there'll be fewer laps. Here's Jim now with pole sitter Howie Scannell Jr.
Yeah, I've got the inside lane, so I should have the advantage. If I can get out to a lead, it's going to be tough to get by me.
It's a great place to start this race from. I learned that last year, that front row is a real advantage here.
Well, field looks in nice order on this final pace lap as they come out of corner one, anticipating a green, of course, at the end of this. Back in the third row, our fastest man in qualifying with a new track record, Ron Fellows. Beside him, young David Empringham. On that second row, Robin Buck and, of course, Richard Spinard, the reigning champion in the series. On the front row here at Cayuga, set for the Oval, a man who knows it well, Howie Scannell Jr., and beside him, Rob Fellows, who won it here last year. This has got to be an exciting start of the Oval, and we're ready to go. The green flag waves, and Rob Fellows leads them down in the corner one. Rob dekes Howie out and grabs the lead to start the event.
Well, to borrow a term from drag racing, that was quite a hole shot by Rob Fellows. The 88 winner of this event just blew by Howie Scannell Jr. So in the early going, it's Rob Fellows 44, followed by number 99 Scannell, now inside with him as they exit turn 4. And Richard Spinard, number 1, is in third. Ahead of Robin Buck, 34, David Empringham, number 2, and Ron Fellows, number 43. Looking out the back of Fellows' car, there's Kenny Wilden all over him, trying to find a way to get through, and Fellows pulls out a little bit down the back straightaway. Now Richard Spinard is putting all kinds of pressure on Howie Scannell Jr. He drops inside, but Scannell hangs on. You know, today was Howie's first pole position of the season, and it was evident at trackside that he was nervous, and I think he's still feeling the pressure of being up front. Spinard looks inside, and out of corner 2, the veteran has forced Scannell wide, and he's through on the inside, as we see from inside Scannell's car. There's Robin Buck on the number 34. He's also having a look down the inside, and he's trying to take advantage of that as well, and he's through. David Empringham in his Motomaster car number 2. He's also going to get by. Rob Fellows is still out front, and there are 2 talented young drivers banging door handles behind him. Ron Fellows, number 43, waiting in the wings for a mistake. Empringham and Scannell come together, and number 25-year-old David Empringham has dropped 23-year-old Howie Scannell Jr. into 5th place. Inside now with Howie Scannell, number 99, we can see as Empringham goes through, gives him a little nudge, and continues down the front straightaway. Earlier, Jim spoke to Rob Fellows.
Last year, we set I guess, a Canadian record. We've matched that since, of course, the fact that it was a brother combination, finishing 1-2 at Cayuga. Can we do that again this year?
Well, there's a good possibility of that. I think Ron's going to have to work a little harder than I may have to from his starting position, but certainly we feel we've got the car to the point now where it's going to be a good race car, and there's a real good possibility that that can happen again.
Well, on lap 6, Rob has his work cut out as Richard Spinard continues to crawl all over him. Now inside Randy McDonald's car down the front straightaway. Number 28, Brett Goodman on the right-hand side of your screen doing an awful lot of bumping and nudging there into turn number 1. Randy McDonald watching closely, he's trying to find a way around the outside. There, Goodman does some more nudging. McDonald waving his hand in the air. Another car goes by on his left-hand side, and there's a car slowing down the front straightaway. And there is Series Championship points leader Ron Fellows, number 43, currently in 5th. He's got past Howie Scannell Jr. as well. So the top drivers in this series are now at the top in this race. And Empringham trying Robin Buck on the inside of turn 3, but he comes up empty. Robin Buck shuts the door on him. On this 5/8 mile oval, the drivers are within a second from the front of the grid to the back. And these top runners are only fractions apart. It's hot here today, too, so tire wear and tear and the condition of the track surface may also come into play. Inside Doug Beatty Jr.'s car, number 11, down the front straightaway into turn 1. He looks on the inside of number 9, Dr. Mark Dankos, and he's trying to get through. Dankos shuts the door, and Beatty gives him a little nudge as they come out of the turn and slots right back in behind him. Now Spinard has closed the gap, and he's making a move on Rob Fellows on the inside. Fellows is out of the groove a little bit. He's a bit too high. Spinard looking down the inside. He's got him. Spinard alongside him, out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, side by side. Spinard a little bit out ahead, and he's put his number 1 car into the number 1 position. Spinard, a 2-time series champion, has shown he can race on street circuits, on road courses, and now he's proving he can handle the oval too. David Empringham trying a similar move on Robin Buck on the inside. He goes down low, and he picks up 3rd position. So now at the top, we have Rob Fellows' Sunoco Gold Machine and a Moto Master sandwich. Here's Jim.
Well, a dramatic change here in the 16th lap with Richard Spinard, the reigning champion, now getting by Rob Fellows. That did not happen here last year. Mind you, they're heading up on traffic with Ted Powell just in front. A lot more can happen here at Cayuga. Don't go away. The halfway point of the Players Limited GM Motorsport Series on the oval at Cayuga, and the Motomaster team still dominate out front. Richard Spinard with David Empringham on his tail. The Fellows have dropped right back, and Robin Buck very much a factor here. Now they're into traffic, track a little bit more slippery. Could be a lot of changes yet with the other half of the race yet remaining.
And there's an example of just how slippery this track is. Number 63, Don McDermott's 89 Geranium Homes Camaro finds the infield. Don got caught in the midst of the race leaders and pushed slightly by David Empringham, but he's okay, and he's back to work on the circuit. Now let's have a look back at how David Empringham got his Motomaster Camaro into 2nd place ahead of Rob Fellows in car number 44. They were heading into turn number 1. Here they are, Empringham on the inside, Fellows on the outside into turn 1. Empringham nudges Fellows just a little bit, smoke from the tires as they bang back and forth. Neither driver giving an inch, and Robin Buck tries to slip through as well. David Empringham found a hole, outdueled Rob Fellows to take over 2nd place. Here's Jim now with brother Ron Fellows, who's right behind them.
Okay, we got Richard starting ahead of you. What'll be your race strategy come green flag time?
Well, he's right in front of me, so I'm just going to push him out of the way.
You wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that. No, and he knows that, too. That's the bad part.
Right now, it's David Empringham doing a little pushing of his own on teammate Richard Spinard. Empringham is now in 2nd with Robin Buck a close 3rd. Earlier, Jim asked Richard and David about teamwork.
There's so many people in a very short distance on a track like this. You can't even say, well, you know, I'll wait for you or you wait for me. I mean, it's just going to be a battle from the beginning to the end. And hopefully, if I try to sneak in front of David, he will respect. I'm his teammate, and I'll do the same to him. But that's all you can require, because really, you don't have any time to lose there. If there's a hole, you take it, regardless who's ahead or behind. You know.
We came here on Wednesday, and we're amazed how well we did right out of the box. So we both feel really comfortable on the track. We're surprised at Ronnie's qualifying, but that was 1 lap, and we seem to be consistent, both of us.
So far, the Motomaster consistency has certainly paid off. It's obvious the Camaros are handling well. Robin Buck's Firebird is right there as well. He's running in 3rd spot, and Jim spoke to him before the race.
You qualified well. We saw the old qualifying record blown away. Did that surprise you at all, Robin?
Well, no, not the fact that we were under the track record, but to see Ron Fellows set a track record, yes, because Ron's been struggling the last couple of days, and for him now suddenly to sit on pole, everybody sort of just went, oh my God, here we go again.
we'd been struggling with the car a little bit in practice, and I knew I was going to have to try pretty hard to beat David. He'd done a really good job, and I had no idea how fast it was. I figured I just have to try a little harder on the second lap, and had a couple of little spins there, but I managed to be pointing in the direction of the clock, and I saw the first lap was fast enough, so lucky.
The cars are so close together out there, there's just not a lot of room, so certainly that's a consideration to how you have to deal with traffic, and the main thing is to get to the finish. So, you know, if you don't finish, you don't score any points, and that's basically what it comes down to.
Ron Fellows has now moved into 4th, dropping brother Rob back to 5th. I'm sure he'd like to take a run at the leaders, especially Spinard, because the championship points race is very close between the two. The question is, has he got the right car setup to find a few more fractions of a second around this tight oval? Now with Doug Beattie Jr. in car number 11, he's still trying to chase down car number 9, Dr. Mark Dankos, coming out of turn 4. There's smoke up ahead. There's cars spinning. That's number 22, Jeff Lapsevich, sideways on the track. Everyone's swerving to get around. There's debris all over the circuit. Doug Beattie Jr. swerves to miss a piece of bumper that was lying there on the roadway. And there's the yellow flag. That'll bunch up the leaders considerably. There's Jeff Lapsevich, number 22, missing the rear deck of his car. It's amazing that's still moving. Number 25, Kenny Wilden, getting going again. He was involved in the incident. Let's have another look at it. There's Lapsevich sideways in the turn. Lots of tire smoke. He's spinning around. He almost tags the car on the outside, but he gets it backwards, pushing it down. And Mark Schill, number 27, pegs the rear end of Lapsevich's car and shatters glass all over the track. We'll be under yellow for a while cleaning this mess up. There's number 27, Mark Schill, in the pits. Let's have another look at it from inside Doug Beattie Jr.'s car. And here's Jim in the pits with Jeff.
Well, it happened here at Cayuga. Jeff, unfortunately, it happened the worst to you, I guess. So maybe some your thoughts on what took place here.
I was coming around lapping a lap car, and he had the blue flag for at least 2, maybe 3 laps, and he wouldn't move over. He wouldn't let us by. And coming out of corner 4, I got up on him a bit, and he just let it drift out, and he hit me in the back end, and I spun, and someone clipped me as I was spinning. And
I've had a glimpse at it, Jeff. Looks like a lot of damage in the back there.
It looks pretty bad. I don't know.
Jeff was talking about Claude Poirier, number 10, being involved as well. Here's Jim with Mark Schill.
Jeff got turned around, I guess, with Claude Poirier. He actually gave me a big shove early in the race and got me by me. Yeah. The problem with the whole incident is Claude was under a black flag for the whole part of the first part of the race and didn't come in. He caused the accident. I thought Jeff was stopped. I thought he was stopped. I just nicked by him.
In oval racing, a slower driver must give the racing line to a faster driver when he receives a blue flag signal. Apparently, Claude Poirier did not do this, and he'll be penalized.
Get a stop and go penalty. I'll be right down there. You see where the emergency vehicles are? Okay? Be cool.
So Claude Poirier will move to the back of the pack, and we'll be back with more oval excitement after this. Welcome back to Cayuga and the racing excitement of the Players Limited GM Motorsport Eastern Series. The track is clear and the pace car is about to come off into the pits to restart this race after the incident. There's the green flag, and we're racing once again at Cayuga. Number 1, Richard Spinard leads teammate David Empringham with Robin Buck, number 34, in 3rd. Ron Fellows, 43, in 4th. And Rob Fellows, number 44, in 5th spot. So far, Spinard has looked very smooth. His car is obviously working well. There's Claude Poirier, number 10, and although he looks like he's running with the leaders, he's not. A stop-and-go penalty for ignoring the passing flag has put him a few laps down. Spinard, Empringham, and Robin Buck remain bunched at the front. Coming out of corner 2, and Robin Buck tags the wall on the outside. It's just cosmetic damage to the car. You can see how he's scraped it, and he's going to continue. He's lucky he didn't puncture a tire. Trouble again in corner 2. Number 21, John Cadman Jr., and number 70, Ian Phillips, have had a coming together. The leaders get by them without any incident. Cadman is away, but Phillips' car looks quite bent. The yellow is out again. Jim?
Well, with that Cadman, Ian Phillips spin, of course, we're back under a yellow here at Cayuga. There's still a number of laps to run, and there seems to be a little bit of turmoil as to what all has happened in the last while.
Turmoil is one word for it, Jim. It's hard on a team's budget, but this crowd loves it. And there's Ian Phillips heading into the pits. Looks like his racing day is done, and he'll be parking his Ackland's sponsored machine for the day. Okay, we're ready for the green flag once again to restart this race. There's the pace car heading into the pits.
Wow, this should be the end of another yellow at Cayuga. I'll tell you, it's been incident-filled on the oval here in 1989. We get back to race action. Still the Motormaster team out front, led by Richard Spinard. Let's see what happens here.
Thank you, Jim. Well, it's been quite a race so far, and these three drivers are keeping it very interesting indeed. Robin Buck is running like a shark in third place, just waiting to snap up a position should David Empringham make a mistake. Empringham running behind Spinard down the straightaway. Spinard in car number 1. There goes Robin Buck. He's having a look on the inside. Tries to get through on David Empringham, but he just doesn't have the room. Inside with Randy McDonald now, number 5 on his home course. It's been a disappointing day. He just can't seem to get his car dialed in. Here's what he told Jim earlier.
We had a real big advantage until we showed up, so we got caught a little bit behind, and I think right now we're really not a high priority. We got to start well back around 15th or something like that. It'll be bumper to bumper, and it'll be hard to move anywhere.
Randy has a 400-lap stock car race coming up here later today, so he may be thinking ahead. It looks as though number 99, Howie Scannell Jr. has found a groove. He's had help from his race veteran father.
You must have offered him advice on ovals over the years, and he obviously knows how to attack them right here.
Well, he has been running stock cars on ovals for the last 4 years, and probably the only advice I could give him, Jim, was go fast and turn left. You know, don't turn right this time.
Right now, Howie's leaning on Rob Fellows, and he's dropped inside to take over 5th spot from the Sunoco driver. Here comes Richard Spinard, and look at this, a checkered flag. Flag falls for Richard Spinard. A bit of a surprise. At 46 laps, the race has been flagged. We must have reached the time limit, and Richard Spinard wins a close one earlier than he might have anticipated. Balloons flying, and the crowd cheers. A close-fought battle, with the Motomaster team of Spinard and David Empringham as 1-2 ahead of Robin Buck, Ron Fellows, Howie Scannell Jr., and Rob Fellows. They're the Motomaster teammates now, obviously enjoying their victory. Now here's Jim with our race winner.
Actually, things were working very well for the Motormaster team. Right from the beginning, the car was fantastic. It was good all week, actually, I have to admit. We were very disappointed to lose the pole position from Ron. We still don't know what he did for that one lap. But we definitely had a good car for the race, and everything came together, and it's great to finish first and second.
Let's get Mr. Empringham in here as well. I mean, you made it 1-2 in 1989, David. Well done.
Oh, it was great. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm so happy.
Were you glad to see that early flag, though? Or?
Oh, I was really happy. My temperature was way in the red the whole race, and I was worried it was just going to conk out. I was happy to see 5 laps, then last lap. Whew.
Welcome back from the Motormaster crowd, Richard Spinard.
Great race, Richard. Congratulations on behalf of players.
Another fine win for Canada's winningest driver. Now here's Jim for a special presentation.
Well, Kathy Lee Crosby has kindly agreed to present, in fact, the Goodyear Mid-Race Leaders Award to our mid-race champion here today, Kathy Lee.
Now, who would that be?
Would you guess Richard Spinard? Well done, Richard.
Thank you very much.
So we're looking at what, Kathy? I think it's 4. He only gets 4, right?
Right, he only gets 4, and there are 4 tires. And they're right over here, and I couldn't carry them all over.
We'll do that for you.
So
Thank
here.
You.
This
Thank
says
you.
you have it.
Thank you. We'll use them. I can assure you that.
Well, that's all she wrote here at Cayuga today. Tranquil countryside maybe, but boy, not on the track. A terrific race, and the championship competition really heating up now. Be sure to join us next time we go racing with the Players Limited GM Motorsport Eastern Series drivers at the Grand Prix of Trois-Rivières in Quebec. We'll see you then.